WCSN, the town-wide leader in motorsports coverage, welcomes you to the high banks of the Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama. And fire and field of 42 cars will reach speeds in the excess of 200 miles an hour range today as they whip around this fast track, and we are only a few minutes away from going green to start today's race. Hello everybody, welcome back to the NASCAR Vernors Cup Series. I'm announcer WesternCaves, and we welcome you to the Talladega Superspeedway. Today's race, of course, is the WEC 500, and before we can get any further, we need to take a look at the starting lineup. Out on the front row is John Cena. He's your pole sitter. He starts right, he qualified right in front of two winners of the biggest race of the year, the Junior Johnson 500. There's 2018 Dan Gurney 500 winner, Telly Savalas, and this year's Junior Johnson 500 winner, Dinky Caminari, starting alongside another part-time driver. A great run for Peter Onjak in the 77, and it's the first race since Atlanta of 2018 that Horace Racing makes the field, if I have done my math correctly, which I'm obviously really hoping I did do. Brendan Gaughan is going to line up here in this row alongside Tom Hanks, then Geddy Lee and Jeff Lynn. Rounding out your top 10 starting slots is Walter White and Hut Strickland. Still looking for that elusive first career win. Snoop Dogg will line up next to Iggy Koopa. Then the other part-time driver that did qualify this weekend is Kamikaze Games. We'll start next to Jerry Springer. Crow T Robot is going to be right there in row 8 alongside Kathy Bates. Then Woody Harrelson and Woody Woodpecker, the all Woody rows. Woody Woodpecker won this race last year. And Donald Fagen actually makes the field, starting 19th in car 19, starting alongside a car 20 in position 20, Morgan Freeman. Al Roker and Billy Mays in the next row. Then Bela Fleck and former champion Richard Simmons. Peter Perfect in the Turbo Terrific will line up next to Harrison Ford. Then James Bond and Count Dracula. Al Capone will round out the top 30 starting slots along with Burt Reynolds. Next up, it will be Rick Scott and David Dayton in the 16th row. Brian Wilson and Ian Anderson, your other winner of, he won the, whatchamacallit, David Pearson 500 in 2019. Stephen George's Renault will line up next to the Dodge of Alfred Hitchcock. Then Joe Biden and Carl Edwards. Not a great qualifying day for this team. Aside from pole sitter John Cena, all of the hat-trick motorsports cars qualified outside the top 30, with Tom Jones the worst off, starting 40th to the outside of teammate Denzel Washington. A pair of Fords will round out the field as Marco Polo will line up next to Bob Ross. Now we send you trackside for the most famous words in all of motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
Fail to qualify for this race: Tony Stark, Chick Corea, Blaze Alexander, Pastor Maldonado, Francis Brown, Tib Foster, unfortunately, qualified for the WEC 500. Mark Martin, Hank Hill, Casper the Friendly Ghost, and Grover Cleveland. Now, 36th through 38th in points, all DNQ'd. Meaning the top 35 will stay the exact same. Unless... the only way somebody will move in is if Morgan Freeman, who's 35th, finishes dead last and does not lead a lap. And 39th in points, Burt Reynolds wins the race while leading the most laps. That'd be an exactly 148 point swing, and they would tie for 35th in points, giving the edge to Burt Reynolds. Anyway, green flag is out. We're about to be out. We're waiting for it. Waiting for it. There we go. We're racing. The WEC 500 underway. 42 cars. Take the green flag at pace. The DuPont Automotive finishes 24 of John Cena rocketing into the lead in the early stages off of 2. So you can see cars already beginning to go 3 wide, jockeying for the 5 bonus points that come with leading a lap, regardless of whether it's the first or last lap. There's Jeff Lynne, who won this race 2 years ago. They're already 4 wide. Woody Woodpecker, who won this race last year, already pinching up the complete rookie. Car into the wall, looks like scraping the wall was Billy Mays, as it will be John Cena getting 5 bonus points for leading that lap. Oh, and we got trouble already. Hut Strickland involved in a massive crash. Woody Harrelson involved. It's not as massive as I thought. Ian Anderson, Snoop Dogg, Morgan Freeman all slow, Jerry Springer, Woody Harrelson, Billy Mays, Kamikaze Games, Iggy Koopa, and Hut Strickland, all involved. And this has fragmented the pack up a lot. Tom Hanks now diving to the inside. And he will take the lead. I've seen them coming. We have seen them coming back. Trying to sort them out. In the truck race, I believe they wrecked in turn 2. The field doing a good job of not stacking up and causing a big wreck. Ooh. Oh, it begins. And Billy Mays has been flipped over due to stupidity. Lovely. Well, it's going to be one of those races. We're waiting to see who else is going to take the trip down pit road. It's going to hurt. Hut Strickland was having a great day in points. I believe Geddy Lee is your points leader, if I remember correctly. And he's running in second, so he's set to have a fantastic day. Anyway, Harrison Ford, Snoop Dogg, Ian Anderson, Jerry Springer, Woody Harrelson, Hut Strickland, KG, and Iggy Koopa will all bring it down. Billy Mays, of course, getting towed back after being absolutely idioted. Nobody out of the race just yet. Billy Mays might be. Depends on how bad his damage is. Harrelson, Anderson, Ford already out. Snoop Dogg out of his pit stall. Hut Strickland's out. Jerry Springer is out of the race. KG will leave his pit stall. Leaving Iggy Koopa will... Jerry Springer looked like he was fine until the stack up. It's weird. He didn't really get hit from behind at all, really. He just hit Billy Mays. So, what we did see is Hut Strickland get beat up a couple laps ago. It looks like it was a rookie mistake by KG or something. Iggy Koopa squeezed him right up in the Hut. And there's where some massive damage goes. The 18, the 17, the 32, the 20 all involved. Oh, the 11, the 8, and the 85. The 97, I believe, also involved. The 36. The 48 gets damage. Seven, 8, 9. 12 car accident to actually bring out the yellow. We go on board with the 18 of Snoop Dogg. As we jump back up to the pack, we see Billy Mays is actually got going. Halted damage repair to stay from going another lap down. Actually, believe it or not, at the moment he is on the lead lap. He's got about another lap he can do this for. Now it looks like he's fixed the rest of his damage, so while a couple of cars are banged up and stuff, only one car actually out of the race. The other 41 cars will be on the lead lap. You love to see it. This could cause havoc, though. Oh, geez. Look at how... Oh! Somebody is blowing up on the apron, and it is Bob Ross in the 66 who is driving onto the grass. It is officially an engine problem, of course. I'm hearing there's very major damage. So forget what I said about only that amount of people. That's going to be terminal damage on the 66 machine. Bob Ross will not be going to victory lane today. It's really dangerous what he's doing because he's laying down all sorts of... It could be laying down a lot of... oil and stuff right on the apron. So we're gonna... Did he... No. Pretty quick reaction. This will elevate Billy Mays to 40th. So your current... We're gonna reset the field. The top 10, as we come back to the restart, will be Tom Hanks, your leader. Geddy Lee, second. John Cena, third. Woody Woodpecker, fourth. Walter White, fifth. Dinky Kaminari, sixth. Jeff Lynne, seventh. Peter Onjek, eighth. Telly Savalas, ninth. And Brendan Gaughan, 10th. There are 4 drivers in this top 10 who have won a plate race in their career, and did Geddy Lee win a plate race last? Geddy Lee actually did win the last Talladega, so 5 of the top 10. And I know John Cena was competing with Woody Woodpecker at Talladega last year, so we know a lot of these guys are good. Green flag back out. We're back racing here in the WEC 500. Car on the wall. Woody Woodpecker is going to pancake the right side of his automobile. Actually doesn't look too bad. Now this is always, restarts are always interesting, especially in the back. You see the slow guys and the faster guys. They have to filter through each other. And sometimes fast guys cannot filter through properly, and they will get stuck in the back. Now, towards the front, Kaminari making it almost 3 wide for almost second. And it's going to be 3 wide for third, though. Come the 40 laps to go, this time by at the line. And it looks like John Cena, your pole sitter, is going to get taken. Kaminari looking for some laps led bonus points. The 13 Alfa Romeo has had a great plate program this year. Winning 1 plate race and now leading in the second. But here comes 2 Talladega winners. No, not Talladega, but they are plate winners from 2018. Hooking up on the inside. Jeff Lynne and now Telly Savalas. Here comes Donald Fagan. He's a go-or-go-homer, which is crazy considering how close he was to a championship. Now Al Roker making it 4 wide for the lead. They filtered through that. Oh, they're still 4 wide farther back. Get in line, folks. Around 27 cars still with competitive pace, which is crazy. Four wide, multi-rows deep. That's not something you would necessarily want to see this early in a race. Jesus, they're almost 5. Looks like they are filtering through. Well, they were. And then Tom Hanks got a huge run on the 1. I'd watch that 31-1. Oh, looks like a couple cars might have bounced into the safer barrier. Oh, that ends the 4 wide briefly up here. Well, it's going to segment the pack a little bit. Looks like maybe 30 cars with competitive pace. Nice little pod going. These guys would just get single file. I bet you they could run faster. Oh, Lord. Snoop Dogg's going to be a consistent threat for these lead guys to filter through. KG in a Fourth car this weekend for Bernie Ecclestone Incorporated. Unfortunately, they're not having the greatest races as only two of their four cars are even showing any semblance of competitive pace. It was Alfred Hitchcock leading last time, and then Richard Simmons, Al Roker before that. But now it is currently Marco Polo and the Subway Ford in the lead with a challenge now coming up the Subway Dodge of Carl Edwards. It's a Subway 1-2 at the front of the pack, but for how long? Peter Onjak was trying to get to third, but now here comes Telly Savet. Not Telly, it's Tom Jones. Was third to last. Now he's third. Big problems! Cars in the wall. Richard Simmons, James Bond, Al Roker, John Cena. Oh, and you know who this was good for? Look at Stephen George was starting to lose the draft. Oh my god, a demonic sound. And Kathy Bates was a little piece of it. As they race back to Snoop Dogg's going to stay on the lead lap because of this. Looks like Peter Perfect's going to lead. Oh, it's a drag race for second. Who's going to get it? Looks like Donald Fagen. Neverport Motorsports 1-2 across the line in a drag race for second. Look at Bela Fleck on the apron. That's dangerous. Fiat Chrysler Associate Automobile make up 5 of the top 6 spots. That's including the Alpha. Oh, guys. Oh, guys. Al Roker gets more damage. Harrison Ford's going to get turned in the back. Oh, dearie Lord. Oh, what are you doing, KG? An interesting rules package. Now everybody heading down pit road. Probably to get enough gas to make it to the end of the race is my guess. And since they're doing it under green, that means we're going to have a big giant pack. Still. Not, at least for a bit, not complete fragmentation that usually happens. As we see everybody making their way down pit road. Oh, we got a spin! James Bond got in the Burt Reynolds. Oh my goodness, this is crazy how much slicing and dicing they have to do. It will be Marco Polo winning the race off pit road. Onjak second. Washington third, Brian Wilson fourth, Caminari fifth, then Peter Perfect, Tom Jones, Donald Fagen, Brendan Gaughan, and Carl Edwards. Oh, maybe it's not. Oh, Lord. Lord Lorderson! Some of these guys coming in really hot. Like, seriously, they're pacing at close. These guys coming in at around 130 mile an hour. Oh, Woody Harrelson gets into the back of Billy Mays. So it was Jones, gone, Fagan, and then Carl Edwards. So now it's Ford, Chevy, Alfa, Dodge, Chevy, Dodge. Your first Toyota is Bela Fleck. In 11th is Al Roker now out of the race. Woody Woodpecker in 12th. Woody Harrelson coming back down pit road. Burt Reynolds 13, Tom Hanks 14, Geddy Lee 15, Rick Scott 16, Crow 17th, Hitchcock 18th, Biden 19th, Savalas 20th. Then Jeff Lynne, Walter White, Ian Anderson, Kathy Bates, Al Capone, Harrison Ford, David Dayton, Stephen George, James Bond, and KG. Kamikaze Games in 30th. Count Dracula, Morgan Freeman, Snoop Dogg, Billy Mays, Iggy Koopa, Hut Strickland, Richard Simmons, John Cena. Your lead lap cars. And out of the race now, Woody Harrelson, Al Roker, Bob Ross, and Jerry Springer. Very interesting day. Well, it seems to be not the greatest for Rush Fender Racing. 2 cars out of the race. Another car 26 with a dented hood. And another car in 15th. What is salvaging this afternoon is Marco Polo, who's leading at the moment. So we should go back green with 31 laps remaining. Your points leader, Geddy Lee, doing a decent job. I think Brendan Gaughan's towards the top of the chart, too. He's in 8th. Hut Strickland, I know he was points leader at one point. He's in 36th. Interesting, Marco Polo's in 3rd gear, while a lot of the rest of the field is in 2nd. 2nd through 16th all picked it up in the 3rd. 17th on back is, no, it was in 2nd. Then it's 17th through 31st we are seeing in 3rd gear, and the rest of the field in 2nd. And the pace car's in 2nd gear. My guess is the pace car is also set up to do hot laps. Very interesting how they do that. Well, there it is, your entire field in one shot. It was barely, because now, We're not even close to the midway point. I mean, we are kind of close. But what has been one of the longer races of the year. I can't see this race. Oh, maybe. If we stay green the entire way, it is possible that we can get this in within an hour. Or at least get the checkered flag, but this is set to be the longest telecast of the year so far. Pace car, down pit road. stunningly lifelike crowd. Is Marco Polo now in the second? The entire field now dropping in the second for this restart. Green flag is out. The second restart of the WEC 500 is now upon us. And Peter Onjak got a heck of a jump trying to get around on the outside. Remember, the Horse Racing 77 is now affiliated as an alliance partner to Roush Fender Racing. They are getting that Rush Fender Racing. That's what I meant. Did I say Roush Fenway? What the frick is that? They now get Rush Fender engines. But now it is Denzel Washington who is losing the lead to Danky Kaminari here. Kaminari, Peter Perfect, who was the leader coming back from the yellows, also up here. He will make it up from 6th to 2nd. He's getting credited as leading for a second. I understand that. But now he's going to poke his nose out in front with help from his teammate, the 19. Fagan wants some glory all to himself. He's going to dive down low. Oh, now they're almost 4 wide. Now they're almost 5 wide for a second. Oh, look at Jeff Lynn. Has he got a problem? Yes. Reports down on pit. Our pit reporters are giving us the indication that he has an oil leak. That he has to come down and at least try and repair it. Otherwise, he's going to get shown the black flag. And that kind of fragmented the pack up for a second. Your new leader is Bela Fleck. How many cars with competitive pace now? At least half the field. Look at James Bond with a head of steam to catch up to this pack. David Dayton also hanging on. Let's see. Hut Strickland credited in 30th at the moment. Now at the front of the pack, Bela Fleck still continues the lead. What happened to Harrison Ford? Just... He pit. And he's going to get caught by this pack, which is going several wide. Oh, because here comes Jeff Lynn. Oh, and this is going to be very interesting. There you can see as the field screams off of 4. Kind of fragmented still for some reason. Now Brendan Gaughan is going to be leading here at Talladega. 22 cars in the lead pack now. David Dayton trying to change. Oh my god, look how slow. It was because of Harrison Ford, isn't it? Yes. Ford is actually slowing up the pack. Oh my god, and it's going to allow David Dayton to catch back up. Look at David Dayton go. He's going to actually have his run possibly get blunted. Oh, Lord, they're almost 4 wide trying to get around Harrison Ford. As it's Brendan Gaughan still at the front of the pack. Now moving to second place to challenge is rookie Brian Wilson. 97. Looking like a tub of lard out there with how slow he is. Oh, this is going to hurt all over guys like Carl Edwards. Carl was going for the lead at one point and might actually end up losing the draft because he keeps going high like a stupid Jehovah. Now he's going to dive down. 23 car pack. Plus the lapped car of Jeff Lynne. That's going to be an interesting... He's got pace, clearly. 62 and the 92 had hooked up for a second. So we're approaching the halfway point, believe it or not. Oh, somebody blow up! Woody Woodpecker's blown up! Oh, he's gonna cause a wreck! Oh, it's both of the cars! The Carl's gonna scream in! A big wreck! Rick Scott around! Here comes these guys! Caution is out. Oh, no. Woody Woodpecker, what did you do? What were you thinking? Now Peter Perfect's chance of winning this race has quite literally gone up in smoke. He blew up. He tried to drop to the bottom. He tried to drop to the apron when really the smart thing to do would have been to go high and let everybody pass him low. Peter Perfect now looks like he torpedoed a piston. Telly Savalas is your race leader. What exactly happened? They were... You know, if he had... It was the 22, the 19, the 2, 25, 43, 02. There's the 94, the 5. The 97 just drives on in. Peter Perfect just taking it behind the wall. He's going to... Camshaft shot on the 9. Is the 97 also is out of the race. Every caution period thus far has seen a Rush Fender driver take it behind the wall. Peter Onjak is going to pit. Split strategy here. Something's got to be done about the engines because we are seeing Alfred Hitchcock has also blown a motor. Hitchcock's blown a motor. He's out. Bob Ross blew a motor. Onjak wins the race off pit road. And he's gonna... This is gonna be very interesting. These are the guys that had pace. David Dayton. Morgan Freeman. Oh my goodness. There's only... Oh Lord. Oh Lordy. Out of the race now. The 19 also out. 94 somehow is still running. A fact I really having problems trying to fathom. Telly Savalas is the leader. I don't know how much pace I think the 20 is one of those drivers that has never had pace. Anybody lap down, the 35 is. I mean the 55. Means 33 cars still running, 32 on the lead lap. I want to say maybe the top 11, 10 maybe of pace. And then some other guys throughout the pack I think will have it, but they will get stuck trying to get around all these slower cars. Carl Edwards was looking really competitive. So we are past halfway, thankfully, mercifully. Oh my god, they all keep happening on the third, like the third lap, 13th lap, 23rd. Well, it was the second lap for the one. It was the second lap, the 12th lap, and the 22nd lap. We keep having. So this time we're going to restart with 21 to go. This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh no, we'll actually restart. No, space car lights are still on. Restart with 20 to go. As you can see. So, yeah, your restart will be Savalas, Hanks, Kaminari, Gaughan, Lee, Bond, Capone, Dayton, Biden, Fleck. Then Crow, Morgan Freeman, Richard Simmons, Hut Strickland, and Billy Mays, the top 15. Welcome back for those of you just joining in. We are in the process of completing lap 27 of 47 here in the WEC 500. We'll restart with 20 laps to go. We also have KG in 16th, John Cena 17th, Stephen George, Iggy Koopa, and Snoop Dogg in the top 20. Rest of the field running: Peter Onjak, Brian Wilson, Marco Polo, Ian Anderson, Kathy Bates, Count Dracula, Tom Jones, Walter White, Burt Reynolds, Rick Scott, Carl Edwards, Denzel Washington, and lone car lap down, Jeff Lynne in 33rd. Out of the race now. In order is Alfred Hitchcock, Donald Fagen, Woody Woodpecker, Peter Perfect, Harrison Ford, Woody Harrelson, Al Roker, Bob Ross, and Jerry Springer. Pace car down pit road. Green flag is out, and we are underway. Head up to 80, okay. Now the filtering begins. Some of the slow cars will have to filter out. Filtered out by faster cars. You can see some of these guys towards the back have rockets, ships worth of speed, and some of them are kind of like tanks. And then you've got, I don't know. At the front of the pack, it's Telly Savalas and Jeff Lynne fighting it out just like they did in the first race in the Vernors Cup Series era. Now James Bond looking to be relevant for the first time all year. He missed the first plate race. They're 4 wide. There's an 11 car pack pretty much and they're 4 wide. And one of them's a lap car. 10 lead lap cars and 4 of them were 4 wide. You gotta love it. Now Crow is entering the fray. So is Richard Simmons. Morgan Freeman trying to work up the horsepower. So you can see some of the faster cars just stuck behind. Caution out! Oh, Lord! A terrible crash for Geddy Lee! Rolling up and over several times. Oh my Lord! Telly Savalas will lead him back. This is an attrition race. And Jeff Lynne nearly got his lap back. But we'll have another shot at it. He's got pace. Oh man, he could have used that. Ian Anderson out of the race now. Oh Lord, they're not slowing down in time. Oh, maybe they will. Maybe they will slow down for once. Once in our lives, we'll actually get, as Billy Mays is now out of the race. Oh, Kaminari involved. The miracle is over. What on earth happened? Oh, he gave him... Geddy Lee just ran himself up the track. Then who popped him? Somebody had to pop him. It was John Cena. Billy Mays. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He rolls over at least 8 times. This horror show crash. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 8 times we can confirm. We haven't even begun to look at the other facets of this accident. A terrible crash for Geddy Lee. Absolutely sickening. One, 32, 33. Oh my god, and there's the huge casualty list from this race is growing. I believe there's 24, I believe there's more. You can see, some of these guys were looking good, but the second pack came rushing in. Oh, Lord! Kaminari flips! How many times does he go? Geez, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.5 times, nearly 7 flips. Wow! Multiple cars flipping. Sure enough, there you go. There it is. A horror show crash. Several cars involved. This has probably been the worst. This has been the worst crash. See, John Cena, heavy damage. Brian Wilson, Billy Mays, Tom Jones, Kathy Bates, Walter White. I think who was all out. So Ian Anderson retired. He'll finish 33rd. "32nd out of the race is Tom Jones. Out in 31st is Kathy Bates. Also out from 30th to 25th. Walter White, Billy Mays, those are teammates. John Cena, your pole sitter. Tom Hanks. Geddy Lee and Dinky Kaminari breaking his what? Was it top 5 streak? Oh, Lord. Forget about just having a fast car. All you pretty much have to do at this point is survive. The latest... Previously, there were 9 cars out of this race. This caution... This 4th caution taking out an additional 9. Absolutely incredible. Unbelievable. And Jeff Lynne is still a lap down. Just did not get the shuffle at the right time. But he's got the pace. If he can just get back, if he got back on the lead lap after that, he got the quickie yellow he needed. Just he wasn't in this position. But he's still in 24th, even after a fuel leak. Telly Savalas is your leader. Could be winning for the first time since I believe it was North Wilkesboro at the end of last year. Before that, it was Charlotte or Martinsville, whichever one came later, the 500 that is, the Charlotte 500, in 2018. James Bond 2nd, Brendan Gaughan 3rd, Joe Biden 4th, David Dayton has attritioned his way to a 5th place. Bela Fleck 6th, Al Capone 7th, Crow 8th, Richard Simmons 9th, Marco Polo 10th, Stephen George 11th, Peter Onjak 12th, Morgan Freeman 13th, Denzel Washington 14th, A. Huba 15th, Burt Reynolds 16th, Count Dracula 17th, Kamikaze Games in 18th, Hut Strickland. His attrition his way to 19th through all this. And Snoop Dogg's in 20th. Rick Scott, 21st. 22nd, Carl Edwards. 23rd, Brian Wilson. 24th, one lap down, is Jeff Lynne. We will go green with 14 laps to go in the WEC 500. This, for all intents and purposes, is probably Jeff Lynne's last big chance to get on the lead lap. This is the last time he'll start side of Telly Savalas. If caution comes out now, they will restart within 10 to go, which means single file restart. Green flag is out. The 5th time we are green after our 4th caution period. Leaving only 23 cars even on the lead lap and only 24 cars on the track. We are back green in the WEC 500 with 14 laps to go. Jeff Lynn really hoping for that quick yellow. Well, not anymore. Whoa! Marco Polo! Looked like he got shot out of a cannon there. See, there's only going to be a handful of competitive cars. A couple hands full, that is. But we got a good representation manufacturer-wise. Toyota, Dodge, Chevy, Ford, Renault. Oh. Renault up here. Everybody, Pontiac about to get up here. Everybody who made the race except for Alpha, because our lone Alpha's out. Brendan Gaughan might lose the draft because he hit the wall. Looks like we might have a 14-car competitiveness. Look at this. Hut Strickland going for 16. After basically being taken out of contention in the 2nd lap. Now Joe Biden, your race leader. Marco Polo going for it. Brendan Gaughan is able to shuffle in the line. Burt Reynolds looks like he's just too far away to get any sort of run. Sucks for him. But he's going faster by himself than these guys are all in the pack. Marco Polo, your race leader. 15 car front pack, 14 guys battling for the win. Joe Biden now back past the 16, but here comes a Ford Fusion duo on the bottom. It's the 7 and the 77. Biden under fire from Bond and Onjak. Bond will go to the dive to the inside going into turn 1, and he can make it stick. The two Fords getting helped by a Renault, a Dodge, a lap Chevy, and another Dodge. Now Onjak makes his move. Steven George was kind of trying to get the middle to work. Onjak covering now the bottom 2 line, sort of. As Gaughan comes up. Could this get the top line to work? I don't know. It's Gaughan and Savalas have been working together particularly well. Look at Al Capone still hasn't won. This could be his golden opportunity. Onjak leads. There's a trio of Dodges on the bottom line, and there's 10 laps to go. Oh, Burt Reynolds has fallen off. He's gonna get swallowed up by this pack. This is gonna be a race for 15th. And where's Snoop Dogg going to factor in? Brendan Gaughan was not the leader this last time by. Don't look like he'll be this time by. As Telly Savalas leads by a car length and a half. But here comes the lap car of Jeff Lynn, who I think he wants a caution now. No, he doesn't want a caution now. He wants a caution in a lap, though. 9 laps to go in the WEC 500. Lynn's got to make his move, like, now. All the two have actually pulled away slightly from the rest of the pack. Keyword slightly for the time being, because now they're still going. Well, Brennan Gaughan actually gets the toe on the high line. But the run starting to die out a bit in the corner. Stephen George trying to get by for second. 8 laps to go at the line this time by as Gaughan holds on the high side. Snoop Dogg gonna be a factor in this finish, I think. I don't know about Carl or Rick Scott. Iggy Koopa's fallen off this pack. Look at this! Simmons has lost the draft. Crow is starting to lose it. So is Morgan Freeman. Meanwhile, back at the front, utter bedlam has erupted. It was nice and neat, but now Marco Polo just sniped Brendan Gaughan for a lap led at the line. Yeah, everything changed when Gaughan got around Jeff Lynne, and that's gonna be all she wrote for the 55, methinks. Need a caution to come out next lap and get around to even have a shot to finish under green. At this point, Lynn might as well park it. Almost. Coming to 6 to go, Marco Polo. Stephen George, they've never won. I don't think Rick Scott and Carl Edwards are going to be a factor as they run 21st, 22nd. But Snoop Dogg, who enters turn 1 now, going through turn 2 a bit. Now Marco Polo into turn 1. Snoop Dogg off turn 2. Polo off turn 2. So you can see there's a timing line. They are heavily... It's, for all intents and purposes, at the moment, an 11-car battle for the win, and that's obviously going to change as they approach Snoop Dogg. Oh, Lord! Biden gets by no problem. So does Marco Polo. The rest of the pack all held up. They are 4 wide trying to get around him. Gaughan screams by. David Dayton, Bond, Onjak, Jeff Lynne. The rest, no. I was thinking Stephen Georgia, Washington's by. Bela Fleck, Al Capone, Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman by. Telly Savalas is not. That might be worth a black flag for ignoring the blue and yellow flags. That being said, Snoop Dogg's now the last car running, so. Yes, Jeff Lynne just actually passed somebody on speed. Now it's going to be 4 to go for the leaders, which is now going to be Marco Polo ahead of Joe Biden. Oh, geez. It looks like Carl and Rick Scott are going to be fighting for a top 20 spot all of a sudden. They're going to catch Iggy Koopa. Almost 2 whole seconds they had. They're going to be sitting ducks. They are going to be... The head of the corner are going 182, 183. The rest of this pack going 185 as they sail in. Full, like 2-mile-an-hour difference. Past the pit entrance, they're doing 180, 181, and yeah, 185s to 186s. Telly Savalas, who's got speed, is going to get held up by the 20. He's gonna not be a factor in this finish, I don't think, anymore. 3 to go. Rick Scott can't get around the 42. Carl can. Yep. The rest of the pack is now catching up to the leaders. Weirdly enough, the first person to come in is going to be Jeff Lynn to the underneath, the lap car. He's clearing a path for Peter Onjak in the 77. Forest Racing has never won. Not even in their closest incantation is Jasper. Has never won either. But now Peter Onjak, the first start since the end. No, he started at Homestead. Forgot about that. Now he's leading with 2 to go, but can he stay there? Here comes Bond with a look. Oh, Lord. 10 cars even have pace enough to stay with the pack. 10 lead lap cars. It looks like it's going to be Gone versus Onjak. Bond had a look on Gone, could not get anything done. And Al Capone had a look on Marco Polo, also couldn't get anything done. It looks like it's going to be Ford versus Dodge for this race win. They currently make up the top 6 positions. Now, Gone gets shuffled out of line. It's Ford versus Ford. The top 3 now Ford. Marco Polo going for the win. He dives to the inside here on the white flag lap. I don't know if he can get there. Onjak may have just played his cards perfectly. And he's blocking Bond down to the apron, kind of, through turn 4, the last turn. Will Bond make a move in the tri-oval? He will not. Peter Onjak is going to win the WEC 500 for his first career win in the NASCAR Vernors Cup Series. Car 77 back to victory lane. Bettering the team's previously best run, I believe. Maybe the pole sitter, maybe they were runner-up that first Daytona race in 2018. Peter Onjak, and an oil leak right at the end of the race. There, your standings are now official. Jeez. Peter Onjak, your race winner. There's all the cars who retired. Camshaft, piston issue, accidents. It's a bad accident. Telly Savalas just shafted at the end out of the top 10. Every accident saw, all 4 cautions saw 4 of the Rush Fender cars. So at least one get taken out. The 5th one finishes 3rd, and the team's development driver in a Rush Fender Racing Allied team is going to be your race winner. David Dayton salvages an 8th. We see part-time rookies, part-time drivers sweep the plate races so far this year. What a crazy result. Hut Strickland finishes 18th. He could have finished 14th. Crow was getting caught, it looked like, towards the end of that. Jerry Springer, Heartache, Heat Lamp, eBay Promotions, My Hero background. Now, we go and see your points through the first quarter of the season. Next time these guys will be on track will, in fact, be at Richmond for the Crown Royal Presents the Your Name Here 400. That promotion is coming back. Brendan Gaughan, your new points leader. Oh, man. Burt Reynolds closing the gap, trying to... He's up to 36. Carl Edwards jumped up a spot in points. That was probably one of his best runs all year. Yeah. 200, averaging 70 points a race, and he actually pulled out 103 today. Carl, what are you doing? What are you doing, Carl? Brian Wilson has missed 2 races. 5. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's nuts. 30 drivers have made all the races. This seemed pretty organic. Wilson, obviously. Brian Wilson being hurt by being a go or go home and missing those 2 races in a row. Otherwise, he would be in the top 10 in points. Crazy. Anyway. As you can see, KJ, a decent debut considering he got into an accident. I mean, it's not as good as a debut as, say, Kaminari, who would have almost assuredly gained spots had he not been caught up in a crash. He would almost certainly be up to 42nd in points. Peter Onjak, another part-time driver. Four of the 9 winners so far have not made all 9 races. That is a crazy stat. We have no repeat winners. And Geddy Lee still hasn't even led a lap all year. Everybody who's made every race has gotten at least one top 10. Burt Reynolds, freaking 1 DNQ. Oh, my DNQ. Donald Fagan, though. Now Fagan's the worst full-time driver, along with Carl Edwards. In terms of making races, though, Chick Corea and Grover Cleveland are the worst. Cleveland's got 3 top 5s for his 3 starts. So it's Richmond next race. We'll see you then. This race going on a little past its scheduled time. For those of you from the West, All of us here at the Western Cave, all one of us here at the Western Caves Sports Network. I'm announcer Western Caves. Peter Onjak, your winner of the WEC 500. Brendan Gaughan, your new points leader. Geddy Lee and Dinky Kaminari, your newest flippers. We'll see you next week at Richmond, or if you're watching the Melling race at Gateway. The truck race also at Richmond. We hope to see you then.